Okay, welcome to Mr. Dudley's second Minecraft video tutorial. Could be better than the last one. Who knows? We shall see. So this one, we are making or using our agent to basically get him to dance around on the dance floor for us. So if you go to C, we'll have a new project. We're going to call this one project settings. So project settings, and we'll call it disco time. So disco time, we'll save that. So we've got a nice blank space to work with. Now the first thing we're going to do on our chat command here, so we're going to have it, we'll change that to dance. So on chat command dance. And then what we're going to do, we're going to go down to our agents option here. Now we've got loads of different things we can do to get the agent to move. So for example, we could have it to move forwards. We could have it so the agent turns left. Attack forward as well, which is down here. So attack forward, move right. So you don't have to use these. You can come up with your own ones if you want to, just to show some movements for our agent. So let's go. We'll use that one as well. Turn that to left. Let's turn that one to right, and we can put these together. And then there we go. So it's just doing some random movement. You could have maybe up as well. So let's have another one. So he goes up. So turn right. So where's up gone? So turn and then agent move up there. Now obviously we've been moving up. We want it to come down again, or else it's going to stay up in the sky. And down. Like that. So if I put that in there, okay, so we've got some moves that we're going to use for our agents, and that's under dance. So if we just click on that one and just run it, so he's there, he's right by me as always. And if I click T for chat command and go fill, not fill, that's the old video, what am I about, dance, and you can see he's doing some crazy moves and he stops. So what we need to do is obviously keep him going. So if we go back to our code here, and then we can use our loops, so like we used before, and let's get it so let's use this repeat, and let's do it so let's do it 8 times. So it does the whole thing 8 times over and then stops. So let's go dance, and there he's off, jumping around, wave his arms in the air, and then eventually he stops. Now, which is great, but it's a bit boring because it's in the middle of a field. We want to try and make it a bit more interesting. So what we could do is build a nice stage for our agent to work in or dance in. So we're going to go back to our code, and then on chat command, so we go back to the blue, and then just move that out of the way a little bit. Okay, so this one here is going to be stage. So when we use this, it's going to create a stage for our agent to dance in. And then we're going to go to the block, so we're going to go fill like we used previously, and we got our coordinates from the last lesson, and let's have something nice and bright. So let's come down here. I quite like these colours down the bottom. Obviously you can choose whatever you want. Where's the blue one? Let's go light blue. Now what we're going to do, we're going to change it. We're going to use something slightly different, because from when we use these before, the coordinates are basically relative to where I'm standing or my character's standing. So in your positions, what we're going to use this world, and that's going to we're going to use this as a point of reference to where our stage is going to be built. So I'm going to have it so it's let's put in -1. We'll go -1, and then we're going to go to 11. So it's going to be 4, slightly different, so it's going to be 4 up, and then we're going to use -1, and then 11 again there. So that's going to create our stage out of these blue blocks. So if we go to run that, and then we're going to go T, and we are going to have stage appear. And it doesn't appear. Oh, there it does. There we go. So it does appear. So you can see I've got a nice little stage, and there appears to be something in it. We'll leave that there. So we've got our stage. Now whenever I kind of like use that code again and again, so if I set stage now, it's just going to put it in the same place. So I'm saying, right, this stage is always going to be here. It doesn't matter where I'm standing, it's going to appear there. which is great. Now, what we can do is make this a bit more interesting. If, let's get that out of the way. Oops, that's a bit loud. Make it a bit smaller. So we can have quite a few code blocks in here. And I am going to have a chat command again, so it's going to be on here. Now this one is going to be for my floor. So I've got my stage, but I'm going to do something slightly different. Now again, I need to make sure that this is positioned at the right place. So I'm going to choose a variable. I'm going to make a variable, and I'm just going to call it position. So just a bit quicker to work with when you're using variables. So there we go. So I've got my set position. Okay, and once again, we're going to use the positions for world, like that. Okay, so I'm using the world position again, so I need it to be a certain reference point in the world, and I'm just going to use slightly different because I'm going to still have it the same height, and it's going to be referencing that point there, 0, 4, and 0. Now, I'm going to just get this to create. So if I choose, and let's get some blocks. So if I choose this place, I'm just going to put this in here, for example, like that. Now I'm going to change the colour of this block here. So I'm going to have a nice bright colour. So let's go with the purple. Very nice. And then I'm going to make sure that the position of it is at, the position of that's referencing that variable there. So I'm going to go with this. I'm going to use position like that. Oh, I've done that wrong. Just take that out. Step back a bit. So I went ahead a bit too far there. So position, I'm going to use this random position because what I'm trying to build is a dance floor where the blocks change colour. It's like in the old back in the 70s, the disco scene, they'd have like these blocks and the floor would change colour, and that's what we're going to do here. So I'm using pick random position. I'm going to go from my position which is stored up here. I'm going to go 10, 4, 10. Okay, so it's going to start creating it somewhere in this range, somewhere in these positions. My purple block is going to appear. I'm not going to do that over and over again, so I'm going to use duplicate to make it nice and quick, and I'm going to choose a slightly different colour. What do we have? So on concrete, that'd be painful. Orange, and then the position's going to be the same, so I can just use this over and over again. So maybe we could get a green one. Let's have a nice bright green colour. It's up to you what you use. You don't have to use these colours. You can use something else. And then I think maybe, let's have a look. One more would do it, I think. So what we got? Yellow, brown. Oh, brown dance floor. It's just strange. Pink, nice. Okay. So what this is going to do is, if I just run that now. Okay. So I've got, if I go T, hopefully if I do floor. Okay, now you can see the colours have appeared, well those 4 blocks have appeared there. Random positions across my dance floor. That sheep needs to move. Now that's great, but we want that to carry on. So what we're going to do is get a loop. We're going to go to C for our code. We're then going to go to loops and going to use this one here, while true. Now I'm going to slot that in at the top. Now this is just going to keep looping and looping like that. So if I click play now good, the sheep is on the dance floor. That's perfect timing. So if I go T, and then we are going to go floor again, and then gradually you can see our blocks are changing colour like that there, and I think the sheep likes it. He likes the pink one. So this is gradually changing, and it will keep doing this as we go. So, or the blue, the original blue, is going to start changing like that. So we've got orange, green, pink, and purple blocks, and eventually we've got our disco dance floor. Okay, so I've got my disco dance floor. I want you to do a quick screenshot of where we're up to here with our floor and also your code. Don't forget you can save it by clicking on the there, go to share and just keep that safe in your OneNote if you want to do that. So let's just run it. So we've got a screenshot of our stage. If we go to T and go floor, here we go, so our dance floor is moving. Now the next thing you have to build, if I go to C here, is this block here. So I've done it, I'll go back through it. So on chat command it's going to be move. Now what it's going to do, if I take it all apart, I'm going to use agent teleport from the agent blocks in here. I'm going to move it so it appears randomly at a random position on our dance floor. I've used pick random position like that, slot that in, and you can see again I've used the world reference points. It's only going to be on the stage 0, 5, 0, 10, 5, 10. Okay, so if we play that and run it, let's get the floor going first off. Oops, float. Okay, so that's moving. Then we can get agent. So if I go, okay, let's move him. Let's get him to place. He's already on there, but let's do it again. So he's there. And then we're going to get him to dance. There you go. So he's perform his crazy moves on the dance floor. So we've got the floor, we've got the stage, we've got our agent on there, and he's doing some dancing. So all we need now is a big sign saying disco. So if we go back to our code view, I'm going to go to here and another chat command, and here what I'm going to do, I'm going to have this sign, and then I'm going to use in the blocks here, where is it, I need the print blocks. Oh, there it is at the top. So print, and then I'm going to print. I don't want to print hello. I want to print disco. I'm going to make it out of, what should I have it out of? Let's have it out of something. That sounds good. Let's go with that. You can choose whatever you want, doesn't really matter. And again, I need to use my world position here. So if I go world, I drop those in, and then I'm going to have it appear slightly off. Ooh. So it's first going to be 5, and then it's going to be that one there. I'm going to have it quite high up, so let's go for 10. And then finally minus 10. So it's just, I'll show you in a second where it appears, and you should hopefully see. So just go back in so you can see west negative. So it's going to appear along west negative. Let's just change that to south instead. Let's have it so it appears along the south. That should work better. Now, if I go T and I go sign, right, here we go. I'm on the wrong side, doesn't matter. We can watch it as it appears. And there is my disco. I have a dance floor. I have a stage. So let's get everything going. There's the dance floor. Let's get the agent to do his crazy moves. There you go. And of course we've got the big sign. So what you can do is change obviously the colours on there. You could change the wording if you want to. Maybe you could add something else around the side. Just try and customise it, make it more like a disco, and see what you can do. So we've used the world positioning coordinate, so it always appears in the same place, not relative to me but relative to the world, and that is what we've just managed to create. So make sure you print screen your world, click on that to share and get your link to your code, and that is job done.